friends, this is Michael from ePapery. Today I'm working on my Daffodil journal, and I'm going to work on the cover. One of the things I'm going to try and work on today is decorating the cover. So I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants here because I'm not really sure what I want to do. So I'm kind of experimenting. Okay, so let's get started here. As I wanted to make a panel to put on the front of this journal. So I took this panel and I slow stitched around the flowers, and then I crocheted around that, and I want to put that on this journal. I just haven't decided what else I'm going to do. So there's a couple of ideas I had that I just don't know. Okay, so I stamped and embossed with silver embossing powder. This paper, this is like a tracing paper, and I was looking at putting that on the spine. However, if I do that, it's going to cover up all my pretty green, although the green does still kind of show. So I'm thinking about that. Where is something I can put behind that? And I was looking for my cheesecloth, which I can't find. So I ran across this, which I have used before too. This is the backing off of an old padded mattress cover. So, and it kind of works a little bit like cheesecloth when you move it around. So I thought, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll stick some of that on there. So that's kind of where I am. Let's see where I go. Now remember, we have this pocket here, and I think in order for me to try and remember that that's what I got there, I'm going to stick something in there. Otherwise, I'll do like I did last time and put something right over the top of it. Now, what happens if I put this on there? I still am covering up most of it, aren't I? But maybe that's just okay. Maybe I don't need it. Okay. Now it's very wide, so I don't think I'm going to be able to put anything on the width because it's just not going to. Okay. So then I think I'm just going to put some more of this just on the bottom so it, you know, shows a little bit. And be done with it. This is what happens with me. I just kind of putz around and then I go, I don't know. Not sure I like this, but well, it at least does put something behind it. It's, you know, so I guess that's kind of what I'm going to do. Now my question is, how am I going to do this? I think what I'm going to do is just take, and since I have this and it's sticking to here, I'm just going to take it and glue it down right directly to the panel. So here we go. This could be a mistake, but I guess you don't know until you try, and if it doesn't work, well, then I'll maybe save this for something else. I don't know. That's one thing about art in general, but definitely too about making journals, is that sometimes you just have to fly by the seat of your pants and hope that what you're doing is going to be something you enjoy. So I hope that all of you are doing well. What's your project? Let me know what it is you're working on. And if you're like me, you probably got more than one going at a time, but okay, so, well, you know what? It's gonna work. But before I stick that panel on, there's a couple things I want to do. I want to work on this. I think I want to do this, but I don't think I want it to come exactly right up to the edge of it. So I'm going to try and cut just a tiny bit off of my cap on my glue before it volcanoes all over the place. I think I'm going to try and cut this down just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot that it's going to, I just want enough to be able to see a tiny bit of that green. So are we all looking forward to summer? If it ever gets here? No. I'm sure it's here. It's just, we've had nothing but rain for like off and on for an entire week. It's been really, which, you know, makes it difficult to go outside and do anything. So when we're watching the boys, it just, you know, they don't have anything really to do. Okay, so let's see how this is going to work. Okay. Well, at least then I have a little bit of that green showing, I guess. That seems to be a little crooked. So, try and, you know what? We're going to go for it. I wonder if I did. Kind of spent Memorial Day weekend not doing much of anything because it was kind of raining and icky out. Okay. So here's what I'm going to try, guys, and I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try. I'm going to use some matte medium. That is, if I can get it open. Okay, come on. And what did I do with that? I know I had a brush somewhere. Okay. I'm going to try doing it. Yeah, see, that's not straight. That's why I have a problem. I have to be careful so we don't get that matte medium covering my pocket here, or it's gonna close up my pocket. So which one did I decide? Okay, so I'm going to try and put this down here so that it's going to be a little bit more even. And of course, well, it's definitely going to stick. So that we know. since my paper is not necessarily straight, I moved it up and then it, see, there's always, you know, when you're crafting, there's always issues that you have to, you know, kind of take care of. Well, okay. That appears to be on there somewhat straight, so I'm going to put some more on there so that I make sure that's going to stay pretty well. Really not going to see a whole lot of this part of the spine because I want to put some lace on here too. So last week, my daughter and her husband, the middle daughter whose sons we watch, they took an anniversary and birthday trip. Both of their birthdays are in May, and their anniversary is in May. So they took a trip for a week. They went out to South Carolina. And so we watched the boys along with their other grandparents who came from Iowa to help. And we had a really good week. I mean, the boys were still in school, so we had that to deal with. But since their other grandparents were staying at my daughter's house, it was kind of their responsibility in the morning to get the boys up and going, which they don't get to spend a whole lot of time with the boys since they live so far away. So that was, you know, kind of nice. And then we tried to keep the schedule going all week to what it was supposed to be, which is a feat in itself. But I think we did okay. And the boys were so good. I don't know if it was because they were with their other grandparents that they don't see that often, so they were a little more well-behaved. Okay, so that's a little crooked, but I guess I'm not gonna be that worried about it. Okay. Okay. Now I think I'm going to put a coat over top of this also, just to see if we can make sure that it's going to stay down. We'll see. Oops. Do not glue the pocket shut, Michael. Do you talk to yourself too when you're crafting? I do. Okay. My husband has been working on some leather craft lately. He did some tooling for something for his brother, which turned out absolutely gorgeous. I think I might see if I can put a picture of it maybe on Instagram if I can figure out how to do that. I'm not a big Instagram type person, so. Okay. Well, that doesn't seem to want to stay down real well. So we'll see how that works. Okay, I need something to wipe my hands on. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit on this because, like I said, this is going to be pretty much covered up anyway. I don't even know if I'm doing this so you guys see what I'm doing, but I'm just, you know, and it's got some wrinkles and stuff in it, which that doesn't bother me. I mean, to me, it just makes it look like it's more textural. Some people would be, you know, upset because it's not totally straight and perfect, and I don't do that because to me, you know, everything can't be perfect. Everything isn't perfect. So, okay. All right, now we're going to do this side. I'm going to take this off. Let's see if that... There we go. Now we are going to let this dry. And I guess I'm not going to be able to put the rest of it on there until it's dry. Well, I'm not sure if I can do that or not. I've been crafting for an awful lot of years, like, you know, 50 or more years. So you'd think I'd know quite a few things by now, but I don't. Sometimes I'm learning just like everybody else. So which way did I want this on there? Okay, so that, first of all, let's make sure I'm putting this on the right way. Okay, that's how that goes, and that is the front. So I'm going to put it like that. This little pair of scissors here. And lift up this pocket just a tish to make sure that the glue in that is not did not glue that down. So, all right. Now we are going to take this and just put this on there. I'm going to use my fabric tack here to do that. Because I want to be able to, you know, wiggle this around a little bit to make sure that I got it where I want it. Okay. I want this to be kind of like that because I don't really want to cover up the pocket too much, so I'm going to move that over a little bit. Okay, well, let's see, move this over just a tiny bit there. Like I said, I want to make sure I can still get into that pocket, which, okay. All right, well, we may add something additional to that, but for right now, that is where it stands. So I am going to open it up a little bit and set it over here too dry. All right, what I want to try and do, and I want to make 2 of these, one for each cover, the back, inside the back, the front covers. So, and this is something that Gayle made, and she called it her faux envelope. So, let's see here. So first thing you need is an envelope. Now these are much smaller than the ones that Gayle had, but that's okay because I want to make sure it's going to fit in my journal. So it's just a plain envelope. This particular one is, I don't know why I have my mat upside down, but I do. So this looks like it's about little over, probably like 5 3/4. That doesn't make sense. I didn't think 5 1/2. Yeah, 5 3/4 by 6 3/4, which is a really weird size, I think. But okay, so now I need some paper. Oh, this is kind of pretty. Now I may want to do some additional decorating on this after the fact. And because this is a 12 by 12 paper, I need to get out my big cutter here. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut off like this branding strip, even though it doesn't really show that it's a branding strip, but it's got that hole on it. So, but we can save that for something else. Okay, so now I need to figure out what size these are. And let's do it this way. I think, because I do not like measuring, I think what I'm going to do is just do a mark there and a mark here. Okay, so mark that. Okay, I'm going to cut down another one because I want 2 of these. Okay. Okay, so then you kind of pick a place here on the card to cut it. Let's see. I am just going to I think I'm going to fit like 2 inches. So I'm just going to just cut it 2 inches here. Like I said, this one is quite a bit smaller than what Gayle did, but that's all right. To each his own thing, right? There. Okay, so then what I need is, with my envelopes here, I'm going to take these small pieces, is glue this down, making this a pocket. But actually, I don't think Gayle put a thumb slot in there, because you're going to have a tab on it anyway. So no, I'm inking. I don't remember if Gayle inked or not, but I'm going to ink a little bit anyway. So I'm going to use this as a flip once I get it inside my cover. So it's actually going to go open up this way. So we're just going to make this a pocket. So just going to glue on the 3 sides. There we go. noticing I still have a little bit here that I didn't get this cut quite right, so I'm going to just trim it off. There we go. Okay, so there's one. Okay. Now, I need something that's fairly sturdy to make a, hinge out of. This is a file folder, but I think that it might work. So I am just going to, actually I think what I'm going to do is score the entire piece because I might have enough to do both of them. There, just put that right down the middle. Okay, now, and I'm just going to cut this so it matches. I have my two hinges. I think I'm going to round them. They look really nice when Gayle rounded the corners, so. Whoops, come on. There, okay. All right, so now we can fold these. All right. So now the way Gayle did hers that way. So since we're kind of sort of following Gayle, let's do that. So I am going to take my glue and glue this down. So let's do this one then. So I'm going to stick this as, right up there as best I can and flip that over. And put that down. And so now we have that. Oops. And of course, I didn't get it glued practically very good. There. Okay. So, all right. So we got one done there. And now let's do this one. Before I forget, I am going to ink this just a little bit. All right, there's that. My glue over here. Now, what Gayle did is put a tab here. I have no idea where tabs are. So at this point, since my daughter has my whale tail punch right now, I am going to have to let that go until I find them. We can decide now what else we're going to do in here. Here's what I'm thinking I want to do. I want to put this like this, each cover, okay? So, all right. Just to show you where I'm trying to come from here. So yeah, there it is as far as that goes. And I think, you know, I'm going to let it dry a little bit more, and then I'm going to put some lace on. Now I'm trying to figure out what kind of lace I want on there. I have a couple that I picked out, but I'm not real sure. Like, so here's one. Now this is not wide enough to put on the entire spine. So I may have to do 2 pieces to do that one. And then I have this one. None of these. Now this is this is definitely a vintage or antique lace here. I actually kind of like that one better. But again, it's not wide enough, so I'd have to put 2 pieces on there. So I might do that one. I haven't made up my mind. So why don't you guys let me know in the comments which one you like. And then I have this one. And this one is wide enough. Yeah, this one is wide enough that I could put it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do this one. It's it is definitely wide enough. I don't know. So let me know. So number 1, number 2, or number 3. Let me know what you think. What do we want to put in these as far as pockets and stuff? Now what Gayle did is she added another flip on top, which, you know, we could do. I do have a little piece of this left, which actually would fit pretty good to make that additional flip that way. So we might do that. And it's got this on the back side, so maybe because this is like that, we would put this color on there, and then it would flip up into the green, and the green is light enough that you could write on it. I think we might do that. So we want it, and it doesn't have to be right down to the bottom. So I'm just gonna to cut that in half, and look at that, they're pretty close to the same. So there we go. So now I do have another strip like this, so I am going to score. Okay. That. I think what I will do is I will finish this off camera, and then maybe I can put a couple of pictures at the end here that show you what they look like when they're done, and put in the journal. So I think that I am going to say goodbye for today. Time went fast. I enjoyed it. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Remember to push the like button if you like this video. Please leave a comment. I really do want to know which one of these laces you think I should use. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Okay, guys, I hope that you have a wonderful day, and we will see you again soon. Bye. Okay, so let's take a look at how these little envelope things turned out inside my journal. So here is used a whale tail punch here, and then that just slips back in this pocket here to keep it closed. So that was that. And then what I did is I have a pocket over here with a couple of tags in it, a pocket here with a couple of tags. This flips up. There's a pocket here with some tags, and then there's this pocket here with tags also. Oop, it that way, close it up, and it flips out like this for some writing space. So that's what those pockets look like when they are complete.